Hello, hi, my name is Haris. I'm a surgical trainee working in UK at the moment. The topic of the video is to talk about surgical job interviews. So you have applied through number of jobs and you get interview invitation and you don't know what to do. So this is the guide which will help you. I'll share some of my knowledge and my experience, as well as I will share some of the resources which you can use to perform better in the interview and getting that job. Number one, research about the specific roles and organization. So you have, for example, you get your interview from a university hospital. So you need to look which university is it, what are the core values, go to their website, it is available in their links when you hear from them regarding the interview. Also look at their core values, what type of department it is. I mean, for example, if it's a surgical job in general surgery, whether it's emergency general surgery or whether they have divided into several specialties. And also it is a good idea to look at the consultants names as well as their role this can also help you as well generically to have an idea about the department. So number two, also review the job description and the requirements. So there are some essential and there are some optional requirements which can be either advertiser desirable or extras. So the essential ones, which when you get your interview, the recruiter has gone through those essential ones. But the desirable criteria is the one which can make you stand out from the rest of the people. For example, in the extras could be like you have done a couple of audits, you have done any research, you have done any extra degrees. And specifically, when you're applying for an academic job or research job, they will look at these things, which can make you stand out from the rest of the candidates. And for example, some of the courses like ATLS, CRISP courses, or other surgical courses like basic surgical skills. So these are the things which can be very helpful. 2 or 3 people usually interview you. One of them is a consultant of the department, and there can be sometimes 2 consultants, and there can be a line manager or a rota manager, or from anyone from the human resource as well. So next stage comes to the interview questions. So how you can prepare for the interview questions, and what type of questions are being asked, and how to answer them. So generic rule can apply here. There are specific mnemonics which you can use, which can help you structure your questions which are being asked from you. Some of the common scenarios can be related to like, for example, they can start from your CV. You introduce, they can ask some questions regarding your CV and your projects done according to your CV, called the governance questions. So they can ask you these questions. Secondly, they go on towards the communication and clinical questions. So clinical questions can be included in 2 generic patterns. So one is they follow ATLS pattern, the other is CRISP pattern. So people who don't know what is this, ATLS is basically an emergency situation, which, for example, you are seeing a patient in A&E and you are being asked to assess the patient. The second would be a CRISP question. So CRISP is basically care of critically ill surgical inpatient. So you can be, for example, you can be in a ward or in a clinic setting which you are being asked to see a post-op patient who is sick and well. So these are the 2 types of questions which can be asked in clinical. Obviously, they can change the scenarios, but the main theme would be similar to like this. The resources which can be useful for you is basically, number one is Oxford Handbook of Clinical Medicine. Go through the emergency sections. So that is expected from FY2 or SHO level doctor at least. So you go through those. Secondly, you can also go through the general surgery pattern or the section of the Oxford Handbook of Clinical Medicine. That will be useful as well, because it will give you the guideline of working in UK, how the things being assessed over here. The resources for the medical interview preparation could be ISC medical interviews, which is very helpful to structure your question and basically have some mnemonics. So that can be helpful for you as well. Also learn about clinical governance and its pillars. For example, teaching, research, audits, all the other parts of some of the parts of the pillars of the governance. So these are the things which need to be gathering about the CV. So the thing which is in front of the recruiter or the interviewer is your CV. So you need to know about your CV. What have you written there? What are the extra things you have there, and how do you sell yourself basically? So what it means is to highlight the audits or national presentations or any voluntary work or any leadership roles you have done through your medical career. Highlight those, and those things will stand you out as well. And also make sure you prepare some interview questions as well for the interviewer, so which you can ask regarding the job and what type of environment it is. So number one, it can give you a better insight of how the department is and how your questions are being answered. So if you answer some specific questions, I will try to make a video of that, what type of questions you need to ask and how they can be helpful. So what you can do is ask them questions. So this can give you better insight of how the department is and how they can clarify it, and you will know the things in advance how the department is approached. And this also shows a commitment to the interviewer that you are interested in jobs, this job, and that's why you're asking this question. So this can help you as well. Nowadays, most interviews are done in virtually, but you're in front of camera. Do try to dress professionally. It gives you a better impression, and as also most important things, be punctual. So for example, when you're joining the online session or face-to-face, try to be before time, because in UK or in NHS, the time in UK culture as well, the time is very important. So they take it very seriously that you are on time, on your committed time. So these are some of the tips which you can use for the surgical interview. This same theme can be applied for other medicine or other fields as well. So being a background of surgical training, I had a better idea. I have gone through a couple of interviews, have been successful for those. So this is my generic idea of going through this surgical job interview. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. You can reach me via my page as well on Facebook or Twitter. Do like, share and subscribe. This helps and encourages me to make more videos like this. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.